Welcome to the newest Van Huizen Homes development in Woodland Heights.
My name is Jeanette. I have worked for Van Huizen Homes for over 15 years. I have many roles here. One is to help all of our clients with specs and selections, interior and exterior. So our clients have a ton of input on what they want for their home, which is what makes us fairly unique from other builders. Clients can literally go into a tile store, and I've seen it countless times where they see a tile that they fall in love with. When they do that, we can then build things around that specific material that they find. Same with the outside of a house. If they find a photo, we can generally replicate it. We can show them houses in the area that have similar design, similar stone, similar siding. There's usually a starting point for people, and generally we start by meeting and talking about exterior selections. Some people fall in love with siding, and so we base stone off of that. Some people choose stone, and then we kind of go from there. We have clients who will come in with a photo or a sample, or they come along to a meeting, for example, with our kitchen designers at William Design. They find a counter that they love, and then we can base the rest of the kitchen around that counter. There are certain design elements of a house that we don't change every 5 to 10 years. We want them to last. We want them to be a classic choice. So a quartz countertop or hardwood flooring are both examples of that. Such a natural process for me that it's so hard to even explain in words without being in a meeting, because it just happens and it just flows, articulate. And it's so different with every client. The process with our clients can be so different from one client to the other because we do build custom. We've built tiny homes. We are currently building a clubhouse on a golf course. We've built 5,000 square foot homes. So each client's needs can be very different, but we're there to guide them through whatever decisions they need to make. For example, when we work with a company called 12 Oaks for hardwood flooring. They're a Canadian family-owned company, and that would be one of the biggest interior selection decisions for a client to make. So before they get overwhelmed, we just narrow it down and we start with one thing at a time. Once they've chosen hardwood, then we can build to the next type of flooring. Paint is usually our last selection because there's endless choices of paint. That's usually something that people want to do right away, but it actually doesn't make sense to do it that way. There's a lot of little decisions that people don't realize have to be made, such as grout color between tiles, which can make a big difference in your overall final look. So I definitely help them with that. Some clients seem to know exactly what they want, but then as the process happens, they learn so much through the process and realize that what they wanted wasn't actually what they wanted. So we go through that with them as well, just guide them so that we are happy with their final product as well as knowing that they're happy with their final home. We only use Moen fixtures for all of our plumbing. We do that because they offer a 7-year warranty. Again, we have a local plumber, Precision Plumbing, and that's what they recommend because it outlasts all other brands. If you go into Home Depot and buy even the same Moen faucet, it does have plastic parts inside, which our supplier is not going to have. We are going to have a copper inset in all of our fixtures, which holds up much longer than a plastic part, and that's why we warranty them. We occasionally have clients that want to supply their own faucets, which is fine, but then we don't warranty them. A really good feeling to be able to help clients come to that point of actually seeing and feeling and touching and walking into a house that we created. I think it's easy for us because it's our job, and so we don't see it as special, but I know that our clients appreciate what we do. I think that they are grateful. Advice that we've been able to give them along the way, and I think that they recognize it. The referrals that we've had through it and the compliments that we've had through it speak to that. I think lighting is a key element for most homes. We typically have pot lights within our house in a number of areas. They're in our great room here. Generally, we have them throughout kitchens as well, and then there's often accent lighting that can help light a space. We usually include under cabinet lighting as well in our kitchens. I will see a house before it's signed off often. I will have some input on the design, the space planning of it, And I like to meet the client before the contract is even signed so that I'm aware of any specifics that make a difference to the layout of the house. Whether or not they have pets, whether or not they have some kind of heirloom piece of furniture that they want to incorporate into their house. These are all things that we want to customize and make fit into their house before we sign a contract, before we start building. Once that contract is signed, I sit down with the clients and we decide all of our exterior selections. Those all flow into each other, and most people think it's just brick and siding, but there's about 25 different selections that have to be made for exteriors alone. And so we walk the clients through that process and try to make it as seamless as possible. We use construction software to help us run through that, and that is an interactive software between trades, clients, and ourselves, where we can just ask questions. We have all of the selections listed there, so as they make choices, they confirm the selections within that software. So clients have the opportunity to go to many of our different suppliers to be involved in the selection process. Ceramic tile, for example, they can walk into our flooring store and choose within their allowance, choose grout there. They can bring their countertop there, their hardwood there to connect everything together. They have specific meetings with our kitchen company, William Design in Prince Edward County, and we have customers bringing pillows, dining room chairs from their previous homes to connect and match their counters, their cabinets, their hardware to their existing belongings. I think throughout even the beginning process with John and I, the client builds trust with us. They see that we're a family-run company. They appreciate that they're meeting with the owners and myself as well, and they begin to trust us fairly quickly in helping with some of the main decisions that they have to make.